Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me again is Sree 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝘁𝗍. We're going to be taking a look at this case about Sanatana Dharma that was filed against Udhayanidhi Stalin, Shekhar Babu, as well as A. Raja. And I am in the receipt of some of the more, a little bit more documents that have been submitted, and I'm really stunned. I'm really stunned by the arrogance and the hubris displayed just in the submission, the way Udayanidhi Stalin's team has gone about doing the submission. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that, and we're also going to be touching upon the judgment, its implications, what's going to happen to this with Sree 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗁, who has been closely following this case. 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗁, long introduction. Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗁, I am looking at this submission. I'm just going to frame the first question. This is page 5, where the submission of Udayanidhi Stalin. It is saying, it is well settled that the courts do not answer political, ideological or theological question. Therefore, the petitioner must come to the people with his viewpoints, face me in the court of the people, and secure a victory if he is able to. That means he's saying the person should be contesting against him in the election. That's how I read it. I'm not a lawyer. It goes on. This is the best part. The majority of the people in this great state of Tamil Nadu follow the Dravidian ideology and have voted me into office because I am an heir of that ideology. Guy, whoever drafted this, it is not a heir, it is an heir. Anyway, that's just a minor problem. This man is inherited. What is this, kingdom of Tamil Nadu or what? Anyway, this is the best part. They expect me to adhere and propagate the Dravidian principles and ideology. I am one of the torchbearers of the Dravidian movement and its principles, which are also the core principles of the DMK party to which I belong to. I am the youth wing secretary of the DMK party. The message I preach is what has been preached. Okay, I can stop here because my blood is boiling right now. It is all I. And the implication there, the way I see it, sir, is that how dare you even sue me in the court? And this is what I am. This is what is my parambarai. This is what my heritage is. And it's almost like, you better not even do anything. So this kind of arrogance, and I didn't even go through the whole thing, 𝗤𝗂𝗁. You can talk to us a little bit about how you felt this whole case has been handled.
More than arrogance, they say that we will not submit to the constitution. And this is something that the court has to highlight in its judgment. But unfortunately, this is not being highlighted. The reason is, if I say, since I am voted to power, this court cannot adjudicate on me. So since being voted to power, and it is for a 5-year term, it is not a perpetual thing that your family alone is going to rule, and my way or the highway is what it is. It is not, it is totally against the principles of democracy. And we call that there are 3 pillars in democracy: judiciary, executive and legislature. And now legislature says that since I am voted to power, the other arm of the democracy, that is judiciary, can't adjudicate on me. And I don't know why the entire legal system is silent on this. And the minister is making a submission in the court. I can't say submission because submission is for people like us. It is dictation to the court. This is what we can properly put it. A dictation to the court that who are you to adjudicate me? And this is something which in any healthy democracy a person can't accept. Then imagine now the entire case has gone through. Let us discuss about what is there inside the case later on. But just look at the final part of the judgment, that is the operative part of the judgment. I am coming back to that. The judgment says, yes, this Udayanidhi Stalin has indeed committed a crime. He has got no knowledge about Sanatana Dharma or anything else. All these things are the part of the judgment, remember. And the third major part of it is he has deliberately done this criminal act. And finally, the judge concluded, since he is not convicted by any court, this quo warranto doesn't apply. How is it?
So finish your thought. I have a question right there about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just go ahead.
see, why should quo warranto not be applied in this case, that this person has not been convicted? I mean, just take for a moment, just replace Sanatana Dharma with some other religion, the other two religions that are in prevalence in India. Do you think that guy even will be able to leave that auditorium, sir?
Not. What happened to Nupur Sharma? She never uttered any single word against Islam. She quoted from the Quran. She quoted from the Hadith. What happened to her? And the party dismissed him. BJP not only disowned her comments, but dismissed him. And she has not uttered any word against Islam. She just quoted from Islam. And here, this person has deliberately, he has committed this crime, and it is even accepted by the same judge. Still he continues to be the minister. And again the judge is writing a judgment. Yes, indeed he is a criminal. But no court has convicted him. That means a higher court says that yes, he has committed a crime. But since he is not committed by a lower court, he can continue. Now I have a question to ask to the judiciary. High Court judge is convinced the crime is committed. He said that there is no conviction. Who can convict now? Him. It is only the lower court has to do. So the higher judge says it is a crime, but the lower court has not given the judgment. So now, whether the Supreme Court is a magistrate court or that something which is there in Delhi, this is one doubt I have now. Number one. And the point number two regarding this case, who is going to do the trial? It is the Tamil Nadu government has to do. The police is in their hands. Since no action has been taken against this Udhayanidhi Stalin by the state government, this case was filed in the High Court. If there is some other case which was registered down, why this Manohar has to come to the High Court? Can't the court apply its mind on this? Whereas these courts give bhashans on hate speeches and other things on several other issues. And they will voluntarily cease of the matter. They will take suo motu, even if it is not within their limit. But here, after being convinced of a crime, they say that he is not convicted. So I can't understand this judgment.
This part of the
judgment. The other part of the judgment is fine. It's excellent. No doubt about it. So the best part of those judgments which I can say is the point number one, where she said that the understanding of Sanatana Dharma by him is too bad, and it is a deliberately he has made this statement. Indeed, this guy has committed a crime. These things are there in the judgment.
So there is a phrase in court language called mens rea. Would you say from the findings of the judge that this was done, which can be interpreted as mens rea?
Sure, because there is another judgment also I can quote, since you have touched upon some other religion. When this judgment came up, there was one guy by the name Mohan C. Lazarus, and he is from Nalumavadi near Tirunelveli. He is an evangelist. He made all abuses.
He's an intellectual, sir.
Then I have to refer the dictionary, to know about the meaning of the word intellectual. I am sorry to say this. Anyway, he made some abusive language against Hindus, and the case again come to the High Court. And finally, you know what the judge did. Yes, indeed, he has committed a crime. What we can do is say, from here on, he will not utter any word against Hindus, so I am not going to convict him.
Will the same judge bring back the 7 people who gave their lives for just forwarding a post after the Nupur Sharma incident? Judges have to start thinking like this. You are going to be asked, tough questions. We may not be able to do anything about it, about your postings, but the law has to be applied fairly. Sir, please go ahead. I'm just...
Yeah, you're right, because you need to touch upon these vital points. How judiciary, in fact, is discriminating against Hindus. It is not one case or other. I mean, this is happening. It's a very long list. I can just narrate. This is not only 𝗠𝐶 𝗤𝙗𝑆. Even I can go on other cases too. And when this case was filed, it was a quo warranto petition. This program is organized in the banner annihilation of Sanatana Dharma. That is it.
Yes.
It is not what it is mentioned in the affidavit filed by Udayanidhi, that he is opposing Sanatana Dharma. There is a difference between opposing and annihilating. So this quo warranto was filed to dismiss Udhayanidhi Stalin, who made the remark, and in the presence of the Minister of Hindu Religious and Cultural Endowments. So the Hindu Religious and Cultural Endowments Minister is sitting beside this Udhayanidhi Stalin in a conference which is going to annihilate Hinduism. So the second part of it says that how can a Minister for Hindu Affairs be there in a conference which is going to annihilate Hindu Dharma? So the argument by the Hindu side in the court is, now Hindu Religious and Cultural Endowments has got a set of law where a person who has got faith in Hinduism alone can be there in the HRNC. And this is what HRNC says. If that is the case, how can a Hindu Religious Cultural Endowment Ministry be there in a place where you are saying that I want to annihilate it? So according to that law, that minister needs to be thrown out. And number two, this is, as you say, it's an arrogance. I mean, some of arrogance in some previous paragraphs of the same affidavit of Udayanidhi. He said that we are all followers of E.V. Ramasamy. They say Periyar, but Periyar. I don't want to say this word.
Yeah. We'll be factually correct. His name is E.V. Ramasamy.
E.V. Ramasamy is correct, because I can't say Periyar, because I can't, elogize a person who say that Tamil is a Katumbrandi language, it's a barbaric language. And being a Tamilian, if I call him a Periyar, then I am the son of a bitch. Okay, so I can't be a son of a bitch right away. So these guys may be, because they say that he is Periyar, and they even call him as their father. So, okay, their father may be of that type, but my father is having something, we have some self-respect with us. So this EVR, they say that we are 2 crore followers are there for a DMK party. We all follow the line of EVR. People voted us for that, so we are here. So what EVR said, he said that Hinduism needs to be annihilated. And Udayanidhi said that all the DMK people follow this ideology. So if you follow the ideology, how Shekhar Babu can be the minister of this department? This is my simple question. So the writ of quo warranto, it is a same-side goal by Udayanidhi that is admitting before the court that he is a follower of Ivera. So Ivera said that Hinduism should be annihilated. So he vouched for the other minister that he stands for the principle of annihilating Hindu Dharma. Then how can he be a minister of HRNC? So based on his own affidavit, the judge could have said, okay, the case is a open and shut case. You yourself admitted that he subscribed to the view of annihilating Hinduism. So he automatically stands to be outside the ministry.
So viewers, I'm not a lawyer, but being a patent owner in a previous life, I've been to many courts. I understand some of the legal language. What 𝗤𝗏 is saying is the submission self-incriminates. It's the equivalent in Tamil is Engappam Kudurakulla illa. So where does it go from here, sir? I mean, there is another doubt I have about this multiple versions coming out on the web. I have a fundamental doubt on that, but I'll let you finish your thought because we want to stay on the case first and then we can go to the...
Okay. And again, in many of the submission, when you go through this entire thing, I think that you have gone through the entire document of Udayanidhi. Is there any one paragraph which is relevant to this case?
No.
No. Because it is a quo warranto petition. They are challenging that you are not supposed to be a minister because you have committed the crime. This is the case. In this entire affidavit what Udayanidhi has filed, yes, he has abused Hinduism like anything. Am I right?
Yes, very true.
And one good part of it is, when the argument was there in the case, they picked up a book published by Banaras Hindu University and said Hinduism needs to be banned. The reason is their god is Brahmin in nature. This is the argument which was made in the court by one person by the name Wilson. He is their lawyer. He is now the Rajya Sabha MP of the DMK. And the lawyer from the Hindu set said, sir, he asked the judge, sir, ask him to read the paragraph properly. If he is not going to read, we are going to read. This is what the Hindu counsel said. Mr. 𝗣𝗂𝗍𝗂𝘂 was there, was doing the case for Hindus. Then the judge asked Mr. Wilson to read the lines. Brahman, they said the Almighty God, Brahman is the God. This is the statement which was made. And this guy in the court, he said it is a Brahmin God. In the court, and everyone laughed in the court. They have become a laughing stock inside the court.
Viewers, how many times have I said, and I'm repeating myself here, that there are three entities about Sanatana Dharma. There is Brahma, the creator, there is Brahman, and there is a Brahmin. And if you can't even know the difference between these three, then you have no right to be representing this case. Sir, one thing I will tell you, you don't have to read the whole submission, viewers. What I see are three things: hubris, arrogance, and a sense of entitlement. That is like, I can do damn anything I want, and nobody's going to ask me this question. Sir, back to you. I'm a little moved by this. That's why I wanted this conversation.
Okay, that is one thing. Then again they said it is Sanatana Dharma. It has created the divisions in the society. And this is one of the major submissions around which the entire thing was placed. And they said that our Dravidian, by putting this case, the Hindus want to annihilate the Dravidian ideology. Based on this, the Tamil Nadu has grown up. And this is one of the part there in the submission of Udhayanidhi Stalin. So, what is this Dravidian ideology? I have no idea about it. Where it comes from? Where it comes from? Where is the Dravidian ideology? What is it? What is the age of this Dravidian ideology? Maybe 100 years?
Less than that.
Less than that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, in the submission, the Hindus countered it by saying that, they say it is based on birth. The Hindus countered it by saying it is not based on birth. For that, they have quoted from Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita, from Manusmriti. They have quoted many slokas from these sacred books, saying that it is not based on that. Then they lied before the court. There is a sloka in Manusmriti. The meaning of the sloka is, I can do Agnihotra with my wife. If my wife dies, if I again wish to restart Agnihotra, then I have to remarry. Without my wife, I can't do that Agnihotra. This is what is mentioned there. You know how they quoted it in the court? Manusmriti and Hinduism is advocating for second marriage. So actually the essence of the shloka is, without your wife, you are not entitled to do certain karma. This speaks highly about women. Without women, you are incomplete. And this is the message which is there in the shloka, but it was interpreted in this way in the court.
I'm speechless for a minute here. They also abuse many other things, like Manusmriti says this, Manusmriti. It's all half-baked knowledge, and also conveniently cutting out the parts that are not, convenient for them.
And again, there is a good thing. Even in the Manusmriti, I mean, most of all these Manusmritis, whatever they are quoting, they are not the authorized Manusmritis. That is one thing. And even I am quoting from the Manusmriti which they quote. I haven't gone to anything else, because even the court during the British days, they adjudicated that most of these smritis are irrelevant because there are discrepancies. Still they quote that. I am quoting from the Manusmriti what they quote from the same thing. So it is more than abusive. It is misinterpretation with the mischievousness.
Yes, very true, very true.
And this mischievousness is becoming a part of the history.
Right.
And most of the statements what they have made in their affidavit, it is concluded by, who concluded it? It is already, finalized by so and so. And who are adjudicating this? And we go through the affidavit. And in some cases they say, 𝗤𝙬𝙘 is what they have created. But it is not there here. Yes, 𝗤𝙬𝙘 is there. What Sanatana Dharma has got to do with Varnashrama Dharma? For this, the Hindus quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a sambhashana between Yudhishthira and Narada, where Yudhishthira asks, just tell me the dharma which are beyond this Varnashrama Dharma. So, the differentiation between Sanatana Dharma and Varnashrama Dharma was very well there. And these things the Hindus quoted. And that helped the judge to write this judgment. So for me, in this case, it was by the Hindus, line by line they countered them. So it becomes impossible for the judge to write some other judgment. And to me, it's a very good legal fight. And in this judgment also they said, they spoke about sati and other things. In what way it is connected to Sanatana Dharma? If sati is a practice which you say it is Hindus have created this, then what about, then they said the women are not given proper space in the society. These things were there in the affidavit. In what way it is connected to Sanatana Dharma? If that is the case, my question is very clear. Who is 𝗖𝗂𝘁? Wife of 𝗣𝗚𝗏. So 𝗣𝗚𝗏 gave boon to 𝗖𝗂𝘁. Where? In battlefield.
Yes.
For saving 𝗣𝗚𝗏's wife. Who is Maitreyi? Who is 𝗤𝗏? They are the Vedic saints. Who is 𝗤𝗏𝘅 𝗏𝘂𝘁? Come back, come. 600 years back. Who is 𝗤𝗏𝘅 𝗏𝘂𝘁? The temples in Kashi and the ghats in Kashi, they are all renovated and constructed by her. She is a widower. She ruled the Marathan Empire and has created a whole lot of things. And even these guys who are talking about women emancipation and other stuff, who is Velu Nachiyar? A widowed queen fought against the British until she was alive. The Britishers were not able to enter into Sivaganga. And this is how the Hindu society has treated women from the Vedic ages till recently. But just look at the DMK. What they spoke about Indira Gandhi when she was the opposition. Just we have to understand this. This is their party which said that when Indira Gandhi, if Indira Gandhi is going to get a ration card in Tamil Nadu, the Stalin spoke. I think he spoke this in a meeting somewhere near Coimbatore. He told that my father will give him the widow benefit scheme. This is the statement made by the Dravidian. If yes, he says that the Dravidian ideology is superior to Sanatana ideology. Widowers were made queens. Widowers were worshipped as queens. But in your Dravidian ideology, a widower is ill-treated like this. And when you attacked Indira Gandhi during election campaign in Madurai, at that time she was wearing, all the time Indira Gandhi was wearing a white saree. Entire dress was flooded with blood. You know what the statement by the DMK people? It is the bed. These are the menstruation marks of Indira Gandhi.
Menstrual.
Okay. This is the statement made by them. Who respects women? Is it the Dravidian ideology or it is the Sanatana ideology? And Ivera, their Periyar, somebody asked about him, about women emancipation, how women emancipation can be done. You know what is his reply? Ask women not to bear children for some time. Emancipation will automatically come. How scientific. how respectful of motherhood. And they are speaking about all these things in an affidavit, which is totally irrelevant to this case, and they are filing it in the case. If I am going to file a case, and then I say that, okay, these things in the Quran are like this, these things in the Bible are like this. So the thing is, if Hinduism is going to be used by a judge in a judgment, these things needs to be considered. If I file an affidavit in a court like this, what will the judge do? Will they accept a submission of this sort?
Right.
But they can do anything against the Hindus. And this is what the submission is all about in the court. And then they come about, about and said that education is hampering because of Dravidianism. Sanatana Dharma prevented the entire state from getting themselves educated. That you mean to say the entire classical Sangam literature and everything which grown in this land, where was your Rive Ramasamy Nayakar at that time? Then you mean to say all the poets, all the saints who have written, who have contributed Tamil immensely over 2000 years are fools? And still you claim that you are the torchbearer of Tamil community and Tamil civilization? And did any of the newspaper or the mainstream media highlighted this, that these fellows have really insulted Tamil? They have denigrated Tamil civilization. Not even a single headlines have come from any of the newspaper after this affidavit is being filed.
I'm not even sure if these people even went through the affidavits, because today it's all Twitter journalism, 240 characters. That's all they do. Clearly, a submission that has got this thing like, who dares to call me into the court? And this is who I am. Some sort of like,
Yeah, that is one part of it. The second part is, I can demean anyone in the court. That is the most, the thing is, if the same statement is made against a Christian or a Muslim, anywhere else in a public meeting, immediately I will be charged by 295A of the IPC.
Of course.
Okay, you are submitting this in a court in the form of an affidavit, and no action is being taken against it.
I want all of us to let that thing sink in, to understand to what depths things have come down in Tamil Nadu. Overarching objective of guilt has been proven.
Yes.
Right? So this is the thing. So and all the proof that they challenge that also, that the petitioner might have tampered with the evidence.
The evidence, yes.
And all that has been said to rest.
And again, that video is taken from the site which was authorized to do live programming of the entire program. And they have submitted in the court that the video is tampered. This is where I mean to say that if you are courageous enough, try to face the court. Then said, yes, I said this. You don't have that courage. And in one part of it, of his submission, he said that this person is filing this case with the instigation of the BJP. And this is one part of the affidavit. My question is very simple. If I am, that person is not affiliated to BJP, that's one part of it. If I am affiliated with the party, don't I have the right to challenge something which I feel it's an injustice? I can't understand these strange arguments which I can find in the affidavit.
Gautamji, in US we have an expression. It's called throwing the kitchen sink. That means anything I have in my hands, I'm going to throw it at you and see if it will stick. That's how it feels to me. I think this is the beginning of a very long saga, but I can predict the end because Mr. Udhayanidhi Stalin makes movies. You know what? Too bad. The end, we know what's going to happen. You're in a lot of trouble and you should have applied your mind before you made those statements. And good luck to you. In the judgment, the judge said that quo warranto does not apply in this case. Was there any precedent quoted, like, in a certain other case, was there any precedent for that? What was the basis on which the judge arrived at that?
The judge said that since the conviction is not being made, So the person is not proven guilty, so quo warranto doesn't apply. This is what the judge says. But in the previous part, the judge herself admitted that it is a crime. So in a way it is a 50-50 type of thing. Then the judge is not convinced with this part of our line of argument that he is a criminal, so he needs to be done. So he said that okay, he is a criminal, I accept, but he is not authorized by any court as a criminal. That is why this quo warranto doesn't apply. This is what the crux of the judgment is. To me, there is a case which is pending there in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has batched several petitions, several cases which are filed against him, and the hearing is going on in the Supreme Court. I think now this judgment can be used there in the Supreme Court. Since the judge is convinced that a crime has been indeed committed, it is committed with a deliberate intention. So in that case, this judgment will be helpful. I think in that way it is a half victory for Hindus, and this is how I feel.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, a lot more is going to happen in this, and they are going to try and perhaps even go to a bench on the High Court to try and challenge it. I mean, if you have unlimited amount of money, you can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, justice must be served, and it should be served quickly. 𝗣𝗬𝙗, thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to sit down and talk with us on this. And it is something that's very dear and close to all our Sanatanis' hearts. And there's also a bigger, cleverer ploy here. They think by using the word Sanatana Dharma instead of Hindus, that the Hindus won't get offended, because they've tried that tack also. This is just my 2 cents observation, sir. So I think, and I'm hoping that with the elections now, this line of attack might stop. DMK may have lost one big arrow now. They may not be able to use this line of attack.
Look, it is now the ball is in the BJP's court. To me, BJP has not used it. When the judgment came about, the BJP should have ceased of this matter, and they could have said, yes, Udhayanidhi Stalin is now a criminal according to the judgment. He is an anti-Hindu. But this type of propaganda, BJP has not taken up. So this is where, since BJP is not doing it, or any big Hindu organization is not doing it, this is what is forcing the DMK to repeat the same offense.
Yes.
So
yes.
The thing is, if it is pushed, and if you are able to make the election Hindu-centric, then the next time such an attack will not be there.
Yes.
So this is something the BJP and the Hindu organizations need to think.
I agree with you. It's just somebody needs to take the time to read the 107-page judgment. It's very detailed. The original one, you don't need to go through the variation. There's not much difference. Original one is good enough. And what did we find? We just looked it up. We spent some time looking it up. There's a lot of stuff there for, if you want to take it up, for you to use. Thank you once again, sir.